Star Crew, my fellow lightworker, empath, earth angel, chosen ones. How are you? I wanted to do a video today. Sorry, I got a text. I just got a text that came through, and I was reading it and it distracted me. I wanted to do a video today about a topic that is extremely controversial. And I don't know why it's taking me so long. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and I don't know why I've been so hesitant. I think it's because I was waiting for school to get out, honestly. Because I have kids, I have students that are affected by this, what I'm going to talk about. And quite a few, actually. And they are under the impression that people want to harm them or want them to be harmed. And that's not the case at all. Why would somebody want that? That's not the case. It's that things are not panning out, or things are not logical. They're not. Okay, let me just break it down. But before I do, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button, help a sister out. I'm going to be putting more frequently videos on. I'm going to be putting videos on here more frequently because it's summertime and I have more time. So please, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. So what I wanted to talk about is the whole new craze of the gender ideology. I'm pretty sure all of you know what that is. That's the new woke philosophy that gender is a fluid thing, or gender is something that you can choose to be. Like, you can select your gender. You can change your gender. Huh? That when you're born, the doctor assigns you a gender that isn't necessarily correct. And from a biological standpoint, that's just not, that's just, you can't say that. Like, you can't say that. When the anatomy is of that of a girl, then they're a girl. And if the anatomy is that of a boy, then they're a boy.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Thanks for the tip.
If they feel like a girl or they feel like a boy and they're not, that sounds like a personal thing. It's not a societal thing. But it has turned into one. And it has turned into the point that they're trying to erase women. They talk about, the trans community talks about, they want us to kill ourselves. Like, I really had a student, like, my kids have been all up in arms about these bills that were passed here recently. About don't say gay, a couple other things. Anyhow, they were all up in arms about it, and there was a discussion that broke out in my classroom, and one of the girls walking out, one of the thems walking out of the classroom said, "They want us to die, that's why, they want us all to die, they're trying to commit genocide." And she was like dead serious, like she really thought that. And so she's been brainwashed into thinking that if somebody doesn't call her a they, that they want her dead. No, actually, that's just not correct grammar, is what that is. This is a very touchy subject because I don't want anybody to think that I want to cause harm to them. However, and if you are someone who is trans that is watching this, hear me clearly. You have been lied to. You have been misled. You've been manipulated. You're being a puppet to a much bigger, organized thing. I don't know what, I can't think of the word. I know you're going to think I'm a conspiracy theorist now. Which, do you know who coined that phrase? I think it was the FBI. Somebody up there coined that phrase, like, to make it look like when somebody's called a conspiracy theorist that it has a negative connotation. Like anybody that questions what they're told or questions, you know, data or facts or just, lots of people just go with what the fuck people say. I mean, like, I could sit on here and just spit statistics to you and you would believe me of it. Like, if I just sat in here and I was like, you know, 47% of people who die from lung cancer have never smoked a cigarette ever in their life. And 22% of people who die of diabetes don't like sugar. They've never eaten sugar. And 75% of people who are transgender have what's it called? The suicide. They glamorize suicide. I just made all those numbers up, all of them. But if I say them straight, you probably believe me. And so people, like on the news, people on the whatever, they say whatever, and we believe them. So during all this, I'm looking around and I'm having the same feeling that I had during COVID, when everybody was like wishing death on people if they didn't get a shot or wear a mask. Like literally saying, in the name of saving lives, I hope you die if you don't wear a mask. Damn! Like, wow. Like, that's some serious indoctrination there. Like, that's not even logical. It's really not. So, but it's called, what's it called? There's a thing called social contagion, which I think this is. And then there's a thing called, shit, I have a video about it. Social, some kind of phenomena where people jump on the bandwagon by nature. They go with the majority and they believe the majority and they genuinely like think that they're right. And it's not that like they're just like, oh, I want to be in the good team. They literally think that whatever the argument is right. And so I'm looking around myself and I'm thinking, like during COVID, all these people like were just totally buying it. I wasn't buying it. From the get-go, I wasn't buying it. Now, am I saying that COVID wasn't real? Of course COVID was real. It was a real freaking sickness. I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it wasn't what they said it was. It wasn't, there's more to it. I don't really know what, but there's more to it, and there's an agenda behind it all. So, and I'll tell you what the agenda is. I'll just flat out tell you. Because it applies to this. It's population control. Population control. You want me to tell you why? You want me to tell you why the gender ideology is a form of population control? Because we have an entire generation, not an entire generation, but you know what I mean. We have a generation of youth that are transitioning to the opposite sex, which you cannot do, and they're making themselves infertile. So they cannot reproduce. They don't know this. The doctors don't fail to tell them this, but girls are getting penises made out of the skin off their forearm, and they're penises that are never going to function. It's literally just a chunk of flesh that's just there. Like, it's never going to function. She's never going to be able to achieve climax, or he. What? That takes us a lot of fucking joy out of life. And the girls, how do you say it? The trans girls, females, they have to get a Barbie pouch. That's what they call it. And it's a little hole that they just make a hole. They cut your penis off and make a hole. And you have to do things like dilate the hole daily, or else it'll close up. It's so weird. People are paying thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to have these surgeries, to take, hormone replacement, to get on puberty blockers. They are actually prescribing kids puberty blockers to stop them from having puberty. This is asinine, people. Absolutely asinine. 100%. How the fuck can you not think that that's not okay? That's not okay. A child doesn't know what they are sexually. Or gender-wise, or whatever. I didn't know who I was as a child. And I went through a phase where I was not happy. Well, I'm still not happy with my body. I'm never going to be happy with my body. But like when I was going through puberty, like I felt awkward. I didn't like my body. And they said, girls that feel awkward in their body, that's because they're in the wrong body. No, every girl feels that way. Every pubescent person on earth feels that way when they're going through puberty. Doesn't mean they're transgender. And so here's my beef. Because I'm generally very supportive of the LGBTQ plus community. But I think it's getting a little too plus. Like, in fact, I feel sorry for the people that, like, the gays and lesbians and the people that transitioned, like, before it was, like, a fad to do that. And I'm sorry, I know that that's offensive to people. Like, people, they're like, they call it a fad. It's a fad. When I have an entire clique of girls, like there's a circle of friends at school, that the entire clique decides that they're trans and begins to, or gives me a name, it tells me a name that's a male's name that they want, that I'm supposed to call them now, and I'm supposed to call them he, him, or they, them. I haven't got the Z, zer, well, whatever that is. P, fi, fo, fum. Haven't got that one. But I've gotten the they, them, and the she, her, or he, him. There's not really many guys to girls. It's just like anorexia was in my day, and bulimia and stuff. Like, that was the social contagion when I was a kid. And I literally had a friend show me how to be bulimic. Like, we went to Pizza Hut and we pigged out, and then we went back to her house and she showed me how to make myself puke. That's what we did. That's what me and my group of friends, like, we would do that together. It was a social contagion. Just like now people are transitioning, changing genders together. So it is a fad. But the people, going back to, like, the people that have worked hard to establish themselves in society, the people that, have worked to, get to legalize gay marriage, the people that have worked, to have equal rights, to be treated equally, to be viewed, to stop being shunned. They wanted to have a presence in society that was respectable.
Pretty recently, folks used to, like most people used to say, that being gay was wrong. Of course, it's not wrong to be gay. I mean, it's pretty gay, but it's not wrong. But that's what people used to say. And now nobody says that. And I think that's a positive change. I think that's a good thing. Although I do wonder if there are gay people who miss when it was wrong. Maybe there's a few who miss when it was, because wasn't it a little more fun? Now they're like everybody else, which is great. And they can get married, that's terrific. But is that fun? To fuck your husband at your house?
They wanted to, and transgenders too. And I mean, so they're making a mockery of them, and they're making a mockery of women, really, quite frankly. Because when someone like Dylan Mulvaney gets on his little TikTok videos and skips through the grass and goes, hee, oh, I love the flowers and I love the blue sky, ha ha ha, ho ho ho, I go to the park in heels.
Day 66, being a girl, and today I'm in nature. Trees, I love them. Water, lakes, I love them. Heels, they're my hiking heels. I love them. Okay, come on. Bridges, love them. Coconut water, love it. Not an ad, just love it. Wind turbine, love it. Meadows, love them. I'm scared of getting Lyme disease. Love ya. Ah! Oh. Did you see that? I gotta get out of here. Did you see that?
There's a dragonfly.
Oh my god. Never again. Get me out of here. Love ya.
Now, let me just pause real quick and say something. This man is freaking adorable. Like, he's hilarious and he's adorable. And, I would love to hang out with him. But he behaves like a gay man, not like a woman. That's not a girl. That's not a woman. That's not what we do. And you're mocking me. You're making a stereotype of me. You're claiming that you have any idea what it is to be a woman, what it's like to be a female. Because you've never been one, and you never will be one. And so that's why I have a problem that we had a man who won Woman of the Year. We have men who are like the spokespeople for women's products. What the hell's going on? I mean, like I said, it goes back in COVID when I'm looking around going, are these people for real? Like, I'm waiting for Ashton Kutcher to jump out and say, you're a punked world. And now I'm like that. I'm like, are these people serious? Are they for real? And they are.
And some guys are just a guy walking down the street, but some gay guys are a guy in little shorts and a half shirt and, combat boots spray painted green and a whistle, and he's standing on the corner going, hello, it's fucking hot outside. That's not a stereotype. Those guys fucking exist by the thousands. And when I see them, I laugh really loud. I just do. And people are like, don't laugh at him because he's gay. No, I'm not. I'm laughing because he's fucking weird and silly. He's hilarious. How am I supposed to react? Hello? Oh, hello. Hello, yes. Seriousness is, yes. It's stupid.
They are for real. And this whole thing and this whole argument that, well, they'll kill themselves. That's just manipulation. There is no evidence. Show me the facts or statistics or whatever that shows that with people who are going through an awkward stage in puberty don't transition, that they kill themselves. That's just made up. It's like I said, one of those made up statistics. And it's not, there's no support. There's nothing that supports that statement. In fact, if you do some research, you'll find that the people that do transition sometimes end up more miserable. They wish they hadn't have. So with this gender ideation, ideal, whatever it is, I don't agree. I think that if somebody feels that they are in the wrong body, for one thing, that's a mental illness. I mean, that's a problem. If you think you're in the wrong body, then you have a mental problem. I'm not being mean. I'm just being straight up. Like, I'm speaking facts here. If you think you were born in the wrong body, then your thinking is messed up. It's your thinking. Okay? So you're mentally ill. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I've got diagnoses myself. Okay? So, no, don't think I'm trying to dog anybody for because I'm calling it a mental illness. That's what it is. And I don't know why we're not treating it as one. If someone with schizophrenia was having a delusion, and they thought that, let's say they thought that there were, I don't know, they're having they thought they had an elephant named Sam that talked to them, and they would talk back to Sam and insist that Sam knew the secrets of the universe or whatever, and they would do what Sam said, and then they went to the doctor and the psychiatrist, and they said, well, I have this elephant named Sam that talks to me and he tells me all this stuff. And the doctor went, oh, hi, Sam. How are you? And started petting him or acting like he's gonna, ride his back, whatever. Do peanuts. That would be weird. That wouldn't be healthy. That wouldn't be a healthy thing to do for someone who has schizophrenia. What you should do is tell them you're mentally ill. There's no really a pink elephant there beside you, and you probably need some medication and some treatment, and we need to be able to help you differentiate the truth from the false. So why do we not do that with transgenders? Why do we not treat the underlying problem? Because I'll tell you from my experience with the multiple transgender students that I had this past year, there's more than them than their gender that's a problem. Lots of them have multiple mental problems, and like they have anxiety, they have emotional whatever, they have major depressive disorder, bipolar disorder, autism, which autism isn't a mental illness, but there's a host of other things that go along with the gender ideology or the gender dysmorphia, body dysmorphia, something, I don't know. So there's a lot more going on, and why are we not treating what's going on? Why are we immediately going to the trans thing? And I'll tell you why. It's population control, and because it's good money. We keep pumping the money, the healthcare system. I mean, those surgeries aren't cheap. I'm sure that the hormones and all that isn't cheap. I can't believe that, children can go get puberty blockers or hormone replacements and without their parents knowing. There's some places that kids can do that. There's some places that a kid can be at school and live a different life at school. They can be trans at school and they won't tell their parents because they think that if their parents don't support them. I was just watching a video where there was a man talking about his daughter and saying that his daughter had been going to school and was going through some stuff, and she went and saw the school counselor, and the school counselor mentioned she was a tomboy, and she mentioned that she could maybe be trans. And the girl, liked that idea. I mean, when you feel like shit and your world's caving in, you're willing to go to any length to feel better. So the girl was like, oh yeah, okay, I'm a boy. I get to have a new name. I get to have a new, all this and a new identity, thinking that that's going to make her feel better. So she went with it and she changed her name and stuff, but they didn't tell her parents because her parents was not in support of that. And, so she was living a double life. Like when she went to school, she would be someone different than she is at home. Well, she tried to kill herself at the school. She tried to hang herself in the school bathroom. She was found before she hurt her, but I mean, I don't know really exactly what the details are, but she didn't hang herself. She didn't die. And her dad has since taken her to get mental help, and get to the root cause of what is going on with her. And she's so much happier now. The whole gender transitioning thing made it worse for her. It confuses kids. And I have a whole lot more to say about it, but I don't want this video to be hella long. So I'm going to stop it right there. Please feel free to comment. I want to be in support of this. I want to be but I just can't. So maybe you have a point that I haven't considered. Feel free to say. Just be respectful. That's all I ask. Like, why do we have to disrespect and call names and be mean? Like, it's just really not necessary. Understand that you might not know something that the other person knows. Or you might not see it a certain way. Because stop fighting. So I'm going to stop there. If you have something that I haven't considered, if you have a point that needs to be made, feel free. Please, I'm open to dialogue. Let's talk about this. Okay? Peace out.